Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Remastered. Today on Polypoid, it's going to be Sharp and Bisu in one heck of a PvT sent to me by RJB. Top right, it is Sharp. We love this guy, man. One of the best Terran players on Earth. Top left, it is a Bisu, maybe the best Protoss player of all time. I think his career is the best career for a Protoss player. Let me know in the comments if you agree. It is a PvT. On a Polypoid, we're going to see tanks. We're going to see a lot of vultures and spider mines. And Bisu needs to try and see how he will handle that. Will we see arbiters? I think that would be fun. I think that would be excellent. But Bisu does not like arbiters, especially not in the last few years. He's going to go maybe carriers here on Polypoid. A lot of places to expand and get that gas. Or maybe just, you know, the standard gateway man with zealots dropping from shuttles all over the place. Who was the first person to do zealot bombing? I think that person is very, very smart because it was so effective against tanks. Maybe the most effective thing against tanks other than carriers that Protoss has. Trying to think, when was the first time I saw that? I remember seeing it back in the mid-2000s when I first realized that professional StarCraft was being played. I was late to the game and I am embarrassed by that, but hey, it's been like 20 years since then, so I guess I need to move on. Good scouting here from PD the Probe. Good job. Zap, 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 says PD the Probe. No early gas from the Terran player. There we go. Assimilator on the way here from our guy Bisu. Cybercore. The Probe wants to get a kill. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Micro. Oh, he's going to get it. He is going to get this kill, man. Zzz, one more. Juke. Juke, Steve. Get out of there. Oh, maybe not. Are we scouting with a 7-hit point SCV to keep it away from this murderous probe? I guess we are. Look at this. Look at this micro. Oh no, run. There's a Marine with a gun. Wow. Cybernetics core. Are we going to see singularity charge before the expansion? I think at this point, yes. I think that's my guess. I think we're going to see range before the expansion here from Bisu. SCV says, no Bisu down here. And it's a probe and a zealot. Best of friends in this matchup and in PvZ. Together, they perform. Excellent harassment. Dragoon on the way. And this SCV's like, oh man, there are Dragoons already out. Nope, nope. I was wrong. I was wrong. We're expanding first, and then we're going to go ahead and get singularity charge. Excellent, excellent Marine stuff there. 5 Marines instead of the usual 3 or 4. He knows that Bisu's trying to kill him early. And these are safety Marines, man. Finally expanding as soon as we push away that Dragoon. Machine shop. Yep, spider mines. And then speed and then siege mode for a 2-base push. What's your first tech going to be here, Bisu? Everybody wants to know. Where is that SCV? Where's that harmed SCV? There he is, man. He's alive. What an alive little fellow here. I thought for sure he was going to die. I thought that pro was going to murder him, but he got sent on a little magical mystery tour. Out, down, across the map, did some scouting, managed to not get hit by a single enemy unit. And now he's back, and now he's harvesting, and everything's cool. He might survive the entire game. Wow, what an inspiring story. Oh, it is a robo. Okay, so we're getting the robo here. He recognizes the threat of spider mines. He needs detection before he does anything else here. We'll see if he goes for shuttles early or not. And it might come down to, man, if these guys want to be aggressive with their vultures, it might come down to some really nice Dragoon micro out of Bisu. But yeah, look at this timing. That is a third base. I thought maybe this was kind of a feint where he sent the SCV down here to maybe make Bisu think there was a third base coming, but no. He's just casually building a third base. Bisu's third can't come in until it clears out the spider mine, or he expands somewhere else. Good opening. I like this from Sharp quite a bit. Absolutely no pressure really possible here by Bisu. Getting a pylon in case a drop comes in this way. Vulture drops, as always, very common in this matchup. Big fan. Engineering bay for turrets, because he's worried about getting Reaver dropped. So, I mean, we are just kind of blindly preparing for what the enemy is doing here, and it's not really happening. There's not a starport from Sharp. Bisu is not... Oh, hang on. There is a shuttle. Hold on. There is a shuttle coming in here. Sharp can't believe his luck. He's like, where's your third base? You really don't have a third base, and I do? Oh, feeling good about this. Feeling really good about this from the Terran perspective. Sharp's got to be very, very pleased. Finally, the third base starts at almost 7 minutes. Goodness. I don't know what this shuttle's going to be for because he doesn't have a Reaver. Oh, he does have Reaver tech. I lied. Missed that in the production tab. He's hiding that from scans, too. So never mind. We're good. Let's get those turrets up. Sharp getting turrets. Getting spider mines laid. Smart. It is Reavery stuff. Even though he doesn't know it's Reavery stuff. He hasn't scanned. He doesn't have comsats. He does not have any idea what's going on this side of the map. Meanwhile, the ops comes in. Not just for detecting, right? Not just for seeing spider mines. This is also additionally very much to scout out. Check the concentration of SCVs. See how many factories there are. See exactly what units are coming out of these factories. Hearing the sound of siege mode in the distance. Did I just hear a siege mode sound? Yes, I did. Where, though? Right here. Okay, so trying to cover the attack path into the third while protecting the natural. Love that positioning from Sharp. Terran players take note. Gate, and we're up. We got our Reaver. We got 2 Zealots. What else do we want in this world? Citadel of Adun coming in. Factory. And swinging in. That's right. That's right. Okay, gets the unload, but there's a tank. I was going to say, that is a very dangerous unload. Goliath, siege tank, missile turret. No spider mines in the main. He doesn't want the Zealots to drag mines into the tanks here. But this advantage, this heavy economic advantage here on 3 bases. Sharp's looking good, man. 3 base Terran, 3 gas Terran in particular. Making those tanks, getting that siege mode, working on those upgrades. Charon boost is on the way. It wasn't there for the early pressure with the Reaver, but it's coming in soon. And now Bisu's trying to get a 4th up that top side. So this is going to be a setup. We are producing tanks. The push from Sharp is coming. You do not let Bisu get to 4 bases and then 5 bases and then 6 bases and then let him do whatever he wants. It's just like you're playing a Zerg. You can't just let him sit there in macro. You have to get across the map and kill him. At least take a base down, slow him down. Bisu, on the other hand, really should be killing tanks. We talk about that a lot. Early tank deaths. Really slow the Terran down and allow the Protoss to do what they need to do to handle the tanks when they come. There's your scanning. Double scans. Gateway man. Templar Archives. Shuttles, yes. No sign of carriers. That's really the priority here. any sign whatsoever. And it just might be too late. Bisu never really got out on the map with his Dragoons. He never killed any tanks. The tanks were a little bit later than usual, in fairness. He never killed any of them. The Reaver gets inside the main. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's going for the quadruple hit, maybe? Yeah, Reaver trying to take down 3 supply depots and maybe kill an armory here, too. Everybody else is fighting, well, supply depots as well, I guess. But, whoa, he does. He gets the triple supply depot. Supply blocking the Terran. Man, that's so good. I know Terrans like to make their supply depots really compact like that to save space, but it leaves them open to attacks from Reavers like this guy getting 2 more SCV kills. Dude, safety board at 56 workers now. In favor. Oh, nope, no damage. No damage. Into the 3rd base we go. Maybe there's a turret down there too, though, sir. Just in all fairness, no attack upgrades for the Protoss. Terran mech does have the +1. Reaver just kind of hiding and hanging out back here. My brain wanted to combine 2 words into one. Sometimes it'll do that. I believe that's called a spoonerism, technically, in the English language. Is he scanning for it? He's like, are you out here, man? Are you just ready to jump on me if I move over here to defend my 3rd? No, cool. That's great. Thanks, dude. Yeah, look at these gates, dude. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 gateways. Here on 4 bases. Probably setting up for a 5th base here, too. Sharp needs to start moving. I appreciate he's on 3 bases. I really appreciate he's on 3 bases. He just keeps scanning out on the map. He didn't scan this, that's for sure. Has no idea that's coming in. Seems like an oversight. Scanning that base would have been nice. Are you going to, like, force a Wraith out to deal with this Reaver? I didn't want to build a starport, but my goodness. All right, the scans are just... I don't know about this from Sharp, dude. He is trying to set up and get across the map, but Bisu is absolutely having none of it. None of this is allowed. Yeah, man. Shuttles. Oh, nice Zealot bombs. That's what we're talking about here. Backline of tanks is still fairly intimidating, but hold your horses. God, those tanks at the 3rd base would be really nice defending the 2nd base right now. There is a Wraith out. Look at that. And wow. Tanks hold. There aren't many of them left. Yes, finally. Oh, I was going to try to unload there a little bit. Dude, if he'd unloaded that Reaver, there wasn't much to stop it from killing a couple more SCVs, but the Wraith and the turret working together did take that shuttle down. My goodness. So +1 attack for the mech is continuing here. Protoss has +1, working on a +2. Still no sign of carriers at all here from Bisu. Vulture's trying to poke maybe into this 5th base at the 9 o'clock position. Oh, they could have, but they don't know the base is here. Look at him get within just absolute spitting distance of this base. Ooh, careful. Careful. I said careful. Somehow no damage on that Dragoon. Wow, really? You saw that. That thing triggered. It hit the Dragoon and was like, Sometimes Spider Mines do no damage like Reavers, I guess. Splash damage. Interesting. Interesting consistency or lack thereof. 160 to 150 supply. Protoss is up. Not as much as he wants to be here. The Terran is so entrenched on 3 bases here, too. But maybe he killed enough tanks to slow down Sharp's ability to really threaten him. And it looks like he's going to go after this 12 o'clock 3rd. Or 4th, rather. Got the Wraith to spot. Got the Engineering Bay to spot. Ended up using a scan to spot instead of those 2 things. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. Just can't find an angle to engage here. Going up this high ground. dealing with tanks on the high ground. Spider mines everywhere slows the push, and the slower your attack is into a group of tanks like this, the worse it is. Yeah, Bisu, just the longer the game goes on at this state, the happier he is. Bisu, he's got to try to do this. It's Polypoid, man. Every PvT on Polypoid, we see a Protoss trying to engage into this base, into this fourth base of the Terran. And there we go. Zealot bombing. High ground tanks. There are so many tanks here, though. I don't know. A couple of Zealots bouncing around behind the Dragoons, not getting anywhere. And no, it's just simply not enough for Bisu to break this spot. This is usually how this works. He did kill the tank. Wait. Yeah, did kill the tank that was threatening the fourth base at the 12 o'clock. And now it's even supply count. Terran says, you know, got a +2 attack and a +1 armor. Might be time to move out. Might be time to push here. What do you say about that? So the Reaver stuff and the attack that did kill a bunch of tanks. That engagement might have been a mistake. I'm not a huge fan of it. At the very least, you're gonna lose a lot as the Protoss. And at the very most, I feel like you're gonna kill some tanks, but you're not gonna take that command center out. It's so hard to do. Continuing to scout down to the south here is Bisu. DT comes down the ramp. Hello, Senor DT. He is completely taken out of it by the concept of comsat scans, and also there's a science vessel out now. Rad. Protoss, 2-1 upgrades himself. He's keeping up. More scanning. Just keep scanning this base so we can fire on it. 2 tanks firing away. Still no damage on this Nexus. Which is, I think, well, this is open enough. Vultures can come in here and cause some problems. Bisu trying to expand down the left side. Another scan up here. And the Vultures do swing in. Once they've got that +2, they are more than happy to jump on top of these cannons and try to wipe them out. Ooh, is there a shuttle that died there? I don't know. These guys are fighting cannons like they were born to do it. Is that this was some kind of a shuttle drop there too. All right. Anyway, a lot of probes going to go down here. Still a worker advantage from Bisu, but every probe at this base is gone. Either evac, which there you go. Oh, and then he sneaks in and finds the transferring probes. Incredible target firing, incredible map awareness and presence by Sharp. That's what we're talking about. Dude, just took out something like 8 or 9 probes. Worker advantage for the Terran now. Protoss not happy about that, plus losing the 12 o'clock, plus trying to expand down the left side, but Vultures are swinging down this way too. They get intercepted this time by the bulk of the army from Bisu though, so that's not exactly where you wanna be, is it? No. Another base in construction, more scanning. I think just poking out here, trying to see if we can set up to threaten these 2 bases simultaneously. If Sharp can get there, this game is going to be over pretty quick, man. So Bisu lost a base, but guess what? Bisu is fine with losing that base. No concerns. Yeah. All right. Science Vessel got sniped. That's nice, but the tanks are sieging up, and they are coming for you. It is both players at 190 supply. Big bloodbath. Bisu, instead of retreating, no! There's another line of tanks back there, Bisu. He's just going to try to kill as much as he can, remake his army, and then try to slow this down once more. But look at that back line. Look at how many tanks are back there. Look at them with +3 attack. Yeah, Bisu's completely. No, he cannot engage with this. He's out of this. He's out of this kind of engagement. He needs more zealot drops. He needs more zealots in general. He's making 8 at a time. Scan the man. Yeah, both players lost about 40 supply during that engagement, but the remaining tanks are just nearly enough. And by that I mean so nearly enough able to come down and threaten this base. and threaten this base. And my goodness, yeah, Bisu just a couple times. Just trying to deal with a group of tanks from one direction. Oh, hang on. But not able to wipe out the entire tank group because he came out from one direction. Didn't have enough to do it anyway. I think even if there was a surround there, I don't know what Bisu does. Dude, Sharp. Sharp is crushing it in this game. He's up 10 supply. DTs, Zealots, all this stuff Bisu's trying to do to hold on here. Zealot bombing. Good Spider Mine drag. Excellent Spider Mine drag. So look at all these tanks, man. Look at this. Look at the absolute army disadvantage that Bisu is at here. And that's it. GG. Bisu's army is out. He's down 40-50 supply to a Terran player. And Sharp is our winner in a 20-minute and 42-second PVT. Good grief. Yeah, the Reaver stuff I thought was really effective from Bisu, but this early third from Sharp, this fourth base from Sharp too. He didn't lose a base today. He was able to defend against major attacks into this area, and into the center position that he was holding, and won every one of those battles. Bisu lost way too much to hang on for the most part, and was unfortunately kind of punched in the face every time. So there were storms, there were zealots, there were the bombs, but not enough. Losing this base hurt a lot. Bisu never really was able to get a huge amount of income from these bottom left two bases because Sharp was everywhere and all the time. And pushing those directions and expanding here too. My goodness, the macro. The macro of Sharp today. Excellent. Top tier, dude. Really not surprised. He's awesome. We like Sharp a lot on this channel. 150,000, 137,000 points and knockdown Dragon Mount PVT for sure. Felt like a much longer game than it actually was. Structures raised 17-7 in favor of the Terran. Makes a lot of sense. And then the outspend by the Protoss is there, but only about 6,000 resources, which is usually enough. But the future was dark. The future was so dark for Bisu, and he tapped out. So good stuff, great stuff. That's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.